Hello, everyone. Good evening. Okay, so I think I need to share my screen also. I think it is perfect now. Um, okay, so before we start, um, differentiation. So the topic for today is differentiation. So before we start, I just wanted to tell you one small thing. Um, what I have realized in my career with students or in my experience with students is that consistency always wins rather than talent. Okay, so if you do your work consistently, you will always get better results than a kid who has talent and not doing the work. So please work on every subject what you would like to get good marks consistently so that you will be able to do it. So please try that. Okay, so I just wanted to give it to you for a thought, so that you are able to get ahead in your life. Okay, so that is one thought which I wanted to start with. So today we are going to start with differentiation. So my idea today is to give a overview about differentiation, what you need to know for leaving cert, and then we will work through some of the exam questions so that you are able to um, get started with the exam questions on this particular topic. Okay, so what I want to start is like, the differentiation. Okay, let me just start with calculus. So calculus as such have two different branches. One is differentiation and the other one is integration. These are the two topics which you have to learn for in living cert. And I would say differentiation is a bit difficult and integration is pretty easy. Okay, so if you understand the rules and the methods in these, you will be able to master calculus, and you will be able to do all the questions of the calculus, because there is only a set of things what they can ask in the living cert. Okay, so and there is definitely a definite question from the calculus area. Either it can be differentiation or integration, it can come joined together with functions and things like that, but it's pretty easy to master this particular topic. Now, when it comes to differentiation, always work with logbook. And if you see the logbook, there are a set of rules which they have given. Like, for example, if y is equal to x to the power of n, dy by dx will be n x to the power of n minus 1. You guys will be knowing all of this, and you guys will be very comfortable with all of this, I assume, because this is the living cert time, and you need to understand these basic things should be very much thorough for you. Okay, now one small thing I wanted to tell here is some deviations from the normal one. Suppose if you have y is equal to root of x, you can write it as x to the power of 1 over 2. Okay, this is the first thing what you need to do. And then dy by dx will be equal to 1 over 2 x to the power of 1 over 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1 over 2 x to the power of minus 1 over 2. This again you can simplify as 1 over 2 times x to the power of 1 over 2. This will become denominator, and that will become 1 by 2 root x. Okay, so whenever you see root x, you have to remember, you have to put it as 1 over 2, and then you have to simplify. Okay, the second case is, suppose if you have 1 by x to the power of 3 over 2. Okay, so the number is in the denominator. So in this case, how you will work is you will bring it to the numerator, which is like x to the power of minus 3 over 2. So this is the loss of indices. So you will write it like this, and then dy by dx will be equal to minus 3 over 2 x to the power of minus 3 over 2 minus 1, and then this can be simplified as minus 3 over 2 x to the power of minus 5 over 2. Again, this negative can be simplified later. Okay, but this is how you do it. So these are the two special cases of differentiation which you need to remember. Okay, most of the people might find this difficult, so please remember, if it is a root x, you have to put 1 over 2, and if it is in the denominator, you have to bring it to the numerator and put it as a minus number. Okay, so these are the two things. Now the second thing is the product rule and the quotient rule. Product rule and, okay, I'll just write it here, quotient rule. Okay, so here the idea is, product rule means if there are two terms like x plus 3, x plus 2, and if you see there are two x here, then we work with the product rule. Okay, and for the quotient rule, it can be x plus 3 divided by x plus 2. So it is a fraction, and then there are two x's, it becomes quotient rule. For both of these, you have the formula in the formula book, so there's nothing to worry. Everything is there in the formula book. You just need to know how to work on it. Okay, so I will tell you one example of the product rule. So 2x plus 3 multiplied by 4x square plus 5. Okay, this is y, and I need to find dy over dx. This is a question. Okay, find dy over dx. Now what you should do is, since you have to see, okay, there is an x here, there is another x here, so product rule. So what I will do, I'll quickly write this as u and v, and then my next step should be, this is pretty important, next step should be, you will write u as 2x plus 3, and then immediately you do du by dx. Du is by dx is equal to 2. Okay, then you write v is equal to 4x square plus 5, and then write dv by dx is equal to 4 into 2, 8x. Okay, you please write this step so that you don't make any mistakes. Okay, now it is pretty easy. Now dy by dx is equal to, please don't skip this step, because I have seen many people, many kids making mistakes with this step. Without this step, when they start going directly to the product rule and applying, you're going to make mistake. So please do this. Now write the formula from the product from the formula book. It is u dv by dx plus v du by dx. Now it is very easy. You can just simplify. Yeah, you can just substitute, right? 2x plus 3 into 8x plus 4x square plus 5 times 2. Now it's a very, very basic simplification of algebra, and you will get the answer. Okay, so that is done. Same as with the quotient rule. As and when you get a question, you write like this. You write u equal to this, du by dx is equal to this, v is equal to this, dv by dx is equal to this, and then apply the formula directly from the formula book. Okay, so that is another thing. The next one, which many people get confused, is the chain rule. Okay, let me tell you one secret. Any question in leaving cert, you will have to use chain rule. Okay, I haven't seen any question which they give you directly. So you can think that, okay, if I get a question in leaving cert, you might have to use chain rule sort of thing. Okay, what I mean is like application type questions. Okay, so what the chain rule means is, how will you identify that you have to use a chain rule? What I recommend is, you see, like for example, if I get a question like sine 5x. Okay, I go and see the formula book, whether this is there in the formula book. I'll see whether sine 5x is in the formula book. It is not there. What is there in the formula book? Formula book, you have only sine x. Yeah. Now, in my question is sine 5x. So it is something other than what is there in the formula book. So then I have to apply chain rule. That's my idea. Okay. So here what I will do is, like, the dy by dx will be sine, for sine x, the dy by dx is equal to cos x. Okay, so in my case, dy by dx will be equal to cos 5x. I'll write the same thing, but then differentiate this. So what I have to do is, I have to multiply it by 5. Differentiation of 5x is equal to 5. So I have to multiply it by 5. Okay, again another one, e to the power of 5x. Okay, what is there in the formula book? E to the power of x. So you have to use the formula book. I mean, you have to use the chain rule. So dy by dx is equal to e to the power of 5x times 5. Okay, simple as that. Now, one important change in the leaving cert is, they will not give you any kind of small questions like this. What they will do is, they will give questions like y is equal to e to the power of 0.003 t. Okay, very complex question. So dy by dx will be equal to e 0.003 t times differentiation of this, which is equal to 0.003. That's it. It's very, very straightforward, very direct. So if you know this, you will be able to complete it. Okay, so this is the chain rule. Now I want to work with a couple of questions, couple more difficult questions on the chain rule, so that we are comfortable. Let me just take an example from the book. Okay. So I have a question here. Y is equal to 2x minus 1 the whole square divided by 3x plus 4. And you need to find the dy over dx. Okay. Now, if you see a question like this, what is that you are going to notice first? You're going to see, okay, there is an x here, there is an x here. So what is that? What rule will be used? Product rule. Sorry, quotient rule. Because it is in the numerator and denominator, you are going to work with the quotient rule here. Okay. Now in quotient rule, as soon as you recognize that you have to work on the quotient rule, you will write u is equal to 2x minus 1 the whole square, v is equal to 3x plus 4, du by dx is equal to, how will you simplify this? Chain rule. So 2 times 2x minus 1 to the power of 1 times differentiation of this, so that is equal to 2, and dv over dx is equal to 3. Okay, done. Now we work with the quotient rule. So dy over dx is equal to v into du by dx. This is there in the formula book. U into dv by dx divided by v square. Okay, remember that it starts with v. Now is just the substitution, which is like 3x plus 4 into du by dx is equal to, so I can simplify this, okay, 4 into 2x minus 1. So I can write it as 4 times 2x minus 1 minus 2x minus 1 the whole square times 3 divided by v square. So it is 3x plus 4 the whole square. Okay, now in this case our normal tendency is to simplify it. Yeah, so we might go ahead and simplify this first and then simplify this first and then work on it, but I would recommend don't simplify this. Okay, you don't simplify. I'll tell you why it is. Okay, so what you should do here is, if you see these terms, you can see that there is a 2x minus 1 here, there is a 2x minus 1 the whole square here. So whenever you see common terms, you can take it outside. Okay, you can factorize it. So what you do is you take the 2x minus 1 outside, and then this will become 4 times 3x plus 4, that's what is remaining there, minus 3 times 2x minus 1. Okay, now it has become very simple and a lean equation. So I can simplify it very fast. So 2x minus 1, 12x plus 8 minus 6x plus 3 divided by 3x plus 4 the whole square, that is equal to 2x minus 1, 6x plus 11 divided by 3x plus 4 the whole square. Okay, so I can simplify it much faster than multiplying all through together and then simplifying it. Okay, so please remember that don't simplify whenever you're working with a um, quotient rule, because factorizing is the much easier way to do that. That's why I took this example. Okay, so we saw how we can work with product rule, quotient rule, and chain rule, and the combination of this. So here we worked with quotient rule plus we worked with quotient rule, and then inside that we worked with chain rule. Okay, so it is easy as that. Now if you are not comfortable with this, if you are comfortable with this, well and good. If you're not comfortable with this, please go ahead and study these topics. You study it from the textbook, not exam questions. We need not start with the exam questions. We will not be able to do it. Many people make that mistake. Go back, take the textbook and study it from the textbook. Take all the topics, take each topic, try to learn it, and then try to do the exercises. Okay, and then work on it. That is how we get the confidence of the questions, and then you go back to the exam questions. Okay, the second thing is, the next thing what you have to learn is second derivatives. Okay, so second derivatives means you are differentiating it twice. Okay, so suppose if you have e to the power of 5x. Okay, the first derivative is dy by over dx, or you can write it as y dash. Okay, that is equal to e to the power of 5x, and then again you multiply it by 5 because it is a chain rule. Now second derivative, you write it as d square y by dx square, or you write it as y double dash, that is equal to, so the first one can be simplified as 5 e to the power of 5x. Okay, and now here what you can do is you're differentiating this. So it is 5 e to the power of 5x. Again you differentiate this, so that is 5. So that is equal to 25 e to the power of 5x. So it is just that you're differentiating it twice. Okay, that is called second derivative. Then you have the differentiation of sine, cos, and tan. You know that, and then exponents. You know that. Okay, we got into that. Okay, before we start with the log, I want to tell you one more thing. Sine to the power of 5 3x. Suppose if you get a question like this, sine to the power of 5 3x, immediately you have to remember that it can be written as sine 3x to the power of 5. Okay, and then you will be able to remember. So this can be written as u to the power of 5, and it will be 5u to the power of 4, and then du by dx. Okay, using the chain rule. So now here dy over dx can be written as 5 sine 3x to the power of 4 times differentiation of this, differentiation of sine 3x, so that is cos 3x, and then you have to differentiate this, so that will be 3. Okay, so there are multiple levels of differentiation, you have to remember that. So it will be 15 sine to the power of 4 3x times cos 3x. Okay, please remember that this is the case. Okay, I'll give you one more case of tan to the power of 5 4x. Okay, so now in this case it can be written as tan to the power of 4x to the power of 5, and dy over dx will be equal to 5 tan 4x to the power of 4, that's a normal differentiation, x to the power of n, times differentiation of this, that is equal to sec square 4x, then differentiation of this, that will be 4x. So that will be 20x. No, so this will be 4. Sorry. So it will be 20 tan to the power of 4 4x times sec to the power of 2 4x. Okay. So this is how it is going to be working. Yeah. And now we come to the logarithms. Okay. So when it comes to logarithms, things are a bit different. Okay. So if you have y is equal to log x, dy by dx is equal to 1 over x. That's a straightforward one. Okay. But if you have anything other than this, you cannot directly simplify this. So what you should do is you should apply the laws of logarithms and then simplify it, and then you work on it. Okay, what are the laws of logarithms? So log of x y can be written as log of x plus log of y. Okay, I'm just going to neglect the base here, because base I am not, because I'm assuming that the base are the same, and for simplicity I'm going to think that the base doesn't exist for now. Okay, because this is for now we need to remember that this is how we will apply this in the differentiation. Okay, the second one is log of x over y is equal to log x minus log y. So remember, if there is a product, you have to add both the logs. If there is a division, you have to subtract both the logs. Okay, and then the last one is log of x to the power of p is equal to p log x. Okay, an example for this will be log of x to the power of 5 can be written as 5 log x. So these are the three logs of logarithms, which is there in the formula book. You don't need to memorize this, but you have to remember, if you get a log question, you have to go back to that, see what is the formula and try to work on it. Okay, so let me quickly show you one example of that. Okay, so the question is y is equal to log 4x plus 5 to the power of 7. Okay, and the base is 3 maybe. Okay, base, I'm not bothered about the base now, but for the question I'm just going to write it. So now dy by dx will be equal to, first you have to simplify this. So simplifying this will be anything, log anything to the power of anything. So this is like this 7 power is there, so 7 will come into the beginning, and then I can write log 3 4x plus 5. Okay, now I can simplify this. So dy by dx will be 7 times log of something is equal to 1 by 4x plus 5, and then since, and you have to differentiate this because that is not x, so I multiply this by 4, so it will be 28 over 4x plus 5. Okay, so this is what you have to do whenever you get a log question. So again I will show you another one, log 10 2x plus 1 divided by 1 minus 3x. Okay, so whenever you get a question, you have to immediately remember it is x over y, something division, yeah, there's something like x over y, and you have to use the formula for this. So it will be log 10 2x plus 1 minus log 10 1 minus 3x. Okay, first you simplify this and then you differentiate. So dy over dx will be 1 by 2x plus 1 times 2, because that is the differentiation of this, minus 1 by 1 minus 3x multiplied by differentiation of this is minus 3. So this will become 2 over 2x plus 1 plus 3 over 1 minus 3x. Okay, you can just leave it like this, or if you want to simplify, you can simplify this. Okay, how will you simplify this? Whenever there's a fraction, you do cross multiplication. So that is, the denominator will become 2x plus 1 and 1 minus 3x, and the numerator will become 2 into 1 minus 3x plus 3 into 2x plus 1. This can be simplified as 2 minus 6x plus 6x plus 3 divided by 2x plus 1, 1 minus 3x. The denominator, you can just leave it like that. And here 6 and 6 will get cancelled. So it will be 5 by 2x plus 1, 1 minus 3x. Okay, so it goes on like that. Yep. So this is the only case with respect to logarithms. Okay, again, another special case of logarithm. Suppose you have question like y is equal to log of 1 plus x square, square root of 1 plus x square. And as I said in the beginning, whenever you see a square root of x, you have to put it as x to the power of 1 over 2. So here I can write it as log 1 plus x square to the power of 1 over 2. And that can be simplified as 1 over 2 log 1 plus x square with the log rules. Okay. And then you do the divided by dx, which is equal to 1 over 2. Then the differentiation of this, that will be 1 by 1 plus x square. And then since it is chain rule, you have to differentiate this, that will be 2x. Okay. Now cancellation, 2 from the numerator and 2 from the denominator can be cancelled, and then you will get x over 1 plus x square. Okay, this is a special case of logarithm. So if whatever whatever I'm recollecting, I'm just telling you this. Okay, so this is with the logarithm. So these are the main things which you have to learn for differentiation. Now comes the differentiation applications. Okay, so there will be two parts in your living set. One will be differentiation by rules. The first one, for like they keep on alternating this. Okay, sometimes they will just ask a differentiation. Second time, okay, this is differentiation by rules. So first, maybe one exam they might ask you like differentiate using product rule or quotient rule, or they will give you a small question. I'll show you that question. Second part, they will give first principles. Okay, I'm not explaining the first principles now. So second, they will ask the first principle. If you don't know this, please learn it, because they keep on asking this again and again and again. Okay, and please remember the formula. It is f of x plus h minus f of h divided by h. Okay, it's very easy. So you just substitute with the x plus h and subtract it, and then divide it by h. You have to memorize this. Okay, that is an important thing. You have to remember that, okay, this is the principle, and do it, and then you will be able to work on it. Okay, now the second part for differentiation is the applications. Okay, this is where many of you struggle. Yeah, many of the living cert students struggle, but it is very easy to get a grasp of this topic if you know the keywords to look for. So the first one I would say is the slope of the tangent. So these are the keywords. Okay, this is what I'm going to tell you today. One is the slope of the tangent. So what it means is, suppose if you have an equation like x square plus 5x plus 6 or something like that. Okay, and I'm going to draw the graph of this. Okay, maybe I don't need this one. So maybe this is the graph of x square plus 5x plus 6. Okay, now I'm going to draw a tangent to this curve. Okay, at a particular point xy, or maybe some point. Okay, at a particular point. Now the slope of the tangent will always be equal to dy by dx at this particular point. Okay, maybe I'm going to write this as x1 y1. Okay, so at this point x1 y1. Okay, so this is the key thing. Whenever you see a slope of a tangent, you have to immediately remember that it is dy over dx. Yeah, at a particular point. So what it means is, you have this formula y is equal to x square plus 5x plus 6. You differentiate this. and sub in the value of this point, you will get the slope of the tangent, of that tangent which is touching the curve at that particular point. Okay. Now the questions what they ask is, they will ask you to write the equation of the tangent. So equation of which tangent? This one. Okay, you have to write the equation of this tangent. Now if you need to write the equation of a line, equation of a line, there are two formulas here. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1, or y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, what is the difference here? The mx plus c, it's called y-intercept. C is called y-intercept, and that is used only when the line cuts the y-axis. So in our case, we don't use this. Okay, we use the first equation. Now to use the first equation, what all we need? We need a point. Point is x1, y1. Okay, and also we need the slope. Okay, so this point is already available. Usually they give the point. Yeah, and you have to find the slope. How do you find the slope? The slope is, you find dy over dx at the point x1, y1. Why do you say at the point x1, y1? Is because you find the dy by dx. For example, if you take this question, okay, y is equal to x square plus 5x plus 6, and the point is given as 2 and 3, dy by dx will be equal to 2x plus 5. So this is also an equation. So it is not a slope. Slope is always a number. Okay. Now you have to sub in the value. Sub in the value of x over here. So that is equal to. So dy by dx at 2, 3 is 2 times 2 plus 5. So 4 plus 5, which is equal to 9. So you got the slope. So this is nothing but slope. Okay. Now you can form the equation. So you have the slope as 9 and the point as 2, 3. So the point, when you mean the point, it is x1, y1. Now you can write the equation as y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So y minus 3 is equal to 9 times x minus 2. Okay. And then you can simplify this. So usually they will ask you to write it in the format ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This is the general equation of the line. So you can write this as y minus 3 is equal to 9x minus 18. You can bring everything to one side. So I'll bring this to this side just so that I can keep the x as positive. So 9x minus 18 minus y plus 3. And I can write it as 9x minus y minus 16 is equal to 0. Okay. If there are some small mistakes, please neglect it. Okay. I'm just trying to do as much as possible during the short time. Okay. So this is how you write the equation of the line. And this is one specific type of application question they have asked many times. I'll show you some examples in the exam questions, what I have collected. So it's the first one. Second one is rate of change. So whenever you see this keyword, rate of change, immediately you need to remember it is dy over dx. Okay. So they'll ask you to find the rate of change. So that is nothing but dy by dx. Okay. So this is the second one. Now the third one is speed, acceleration. So they don't ask, I mean, I've seen questions, but not so frequent, but it's good to learn. Okay. So suppose if you have distance denoted by an equation, and you need to find the velocity, and then you need to find the acceleration. So the general form is like this. Since you are leaving cert, I would just like to go ahead with the general form here. So if you have a distance, you need to find the velocity, you differentiate it. If you have velocity, you need to go to acceleration, again you differentiate. Okay. The other way is also possible. If you have acceleration, if you need to get the velocity, you integrate it. This side also it is integration. So please remember this. Sorry, integrate. So you remember this and you will be able to do this. So whenever I get a question on finding, like, okay, find the velocity of the curve, find the velocity with which the particle is moving, then immediately you can say that, okay, you will differentiate it if they have given the distance. Okay. I think I have a question set on this. So that is the third keyword. Okay. Now here, okay, sorry, before when we go into this rate of change, here you can see questions like rate of change of bacteria, yeah, rate of change of bacteria, growth, etc. Okay, so many things, but you will definitely have this word rate of change. Okay, I will have some examples written onto this, and then what you have is for differentiation. Okay, I'm not able to recollect, but I'll quickly tell you two things about integration. Today it was supposed to be differentiation, but I'll tell you two things about integration. Application of integration. Okay, the main two keywords are average value. So whenever you see this keyword average value in a function, you can immediately remember it is integration. Okay, and the formula is average value is equal to 1 by b minus a integral of a to b f of x dx. Okay, that's the average value. And the second one is second keyword to recognize that it is an it's an integration. It is area under the curve. Okay, so area under the curve means if you have a curve like this, and if these are the two distances, so if this is a and this is b, area under the curve will be a to b f of x dx. That's it. So this is definite integral. Okay, I hope you know how to do the definite integral, and you know how to substitute the value. And please remember, open intervals have plus c as a constant of integration. Definite integral don't have a constant of integration. Okay, because it will get cancelled off. Okay, so these are the two keywords for integration. Okay, now I'll go to my exam question. I don't have examples of integration today. Maybe I'll have it in a different class. But I'll go back to the exam questions and show you how to work on the exam questions directly. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is the marking scheme which I have. So let me just quickly bring in the question. 1 second, please. Okay, I'm just uploading it now. Okay, give it a moment till it gets uploaded. Okay, just wanted to let you know that these videos will always be there in my YouTube channel. So even if you're not able to watch it live, please have a look at it at the later point of time, because most of my live videos are always watched later on. So I really don't mind if you are not attending also. So please have a look into this and try to understand these topics and learn it off, because these are very very important topics um, which are required. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at this exam questions and see how you can work on it. So this was a question, 2025 paper one. Oh my god. Okay, very good. So this was a question, a function f of x. Okay, one more thing I wanted to tell you is, like, till now I was working on something like a y is equal to sine x, or y is equal to 5 sine 5x, or whatever it is. Instead of y, I can directly write it as f of x. So just by seeing the term of f of x or the function, you don't need to worry. Okay, it's just another notation what is used in mathematics. Everything is the same, nothing to worry. And y is equal to sine of x can be written as f of x is equal to sine of x. Now differentiation, y dash can be written as cos x. Here it can be written as f dash x, that is equal to cos x. So that's a different notation. That's it. Okay, nothing else. So, but you need to understand, okay, the notations, because that is how the questions, I mean, that is how they format the question. So here in this case, they have given a function, okay, and find an expression for f dash x. So f dash x means it is a differentiation. You have to differentiate. Here they have specifically said that you don't need to simplify the answer. So you have to remember that. Okay, never, if they have asked you, don't do anything. Just do the differentiation, leave it like that. Even if you simplify, you're not going to get any marks. Okay, and this was, I think, only 5 marks question. So you just need to work on the differentiation. So f dash x, okay, so you'll write f dash x is equal to, and how will you simplify? This is of the pattern x to the power of n, and since it is not x, you have to use the chain rule. So it is 28 3x to the power of 5 minus 4 to the power of 27, and then you have to differentiate this again. So that is equal to 3x to the power of 5. So how will you differentiate that? So that will be 15x to the power of 4. That's it, finished. Okay, now some people find it difficult to differentiate this part. Okay, so for them what I say is like you write it down differently. Okay, so you write it like, you write it on the side like y is equal to 3x to the power of minus 4. Now once you see this, you will definitely be able to differentiate it dy by dx, because you could have practiced, you would have practiced all kind of all these problems when you are studying. Okay, so but only when you write it you realize that okay, this is how I should differentiate it. So this I can write it as 15x to the power of 4. Okay, so that's done. Yep, these are small tricks which you can adopt during your exam. Okay, now I can see this, this is differentiation from first principle. So as I said, f of x plus h minus f of h, sorry, it was f of x plus h minus f of x, sorry, that's a mistake. Okay, the previously I wrote it as a f of h, it is f of x divided by h. Okay, so please remember this, and then limit h tending to 0. Okay, so you find f of x plus h first, then f of x, subtract it, divide by h, then put whatever h is there, you put it as to 0. Okay, and then you get the answer. Okay, the next question. Gx is equal to 6x plus 1 divided by x to the power of 4 plus 2. This was a 10-mark question, which was in 2024 paper. Okay, so how will you do this? As and when you see the question, you have to see, oh, there is an x here, there is an x here. So these two x are one on the top and the bottom. So quotient rule. Okay, you recognized it. Then half work is done. Then you write u is equal to 6x plus 1, v is equal to x to the power of 4 plus 3, du by dx is equal to 6. Sorry, there is no negative here. It is 6. dv by dx is equal to 4x cube. And then is just directly applying the quotient rule. Simplify that. And okay, here there is a twist. You have to find g dash of 2. So first you find g dash of x, you will get an equation, and then you sub in the value of 2 over there. And then you will get the final answer and you will be able to write it down. Okay, I'm not doing it because it will take time, but this is how you attempt the question. Next one. Y is equal to x cos 2x. Again, 1x, second x. Yeah, 2 are multiplied together, so product rule. So u is equal to x, v is equal to cos 2x, du by dx is equal to 1, dv by dx is equal to minus sine 2x times 2. Okay, put it together, simplify it. Okay, that's done. Okay, there's an integration, I'll take it later. Perfect. Now let's go to word problems. So here, this is a combination. Okay, this is a combination of differentiation and algebra. Okay, I think integration is also part of this question. Okay, so which was this question? This was 2024 mock paper. Okay, let's look at this question. Okay, there is something to read. If you want to pause the video and read it, please do that. Not now, after this. Okay, because I'm continuing now in the live. Yeah. Okay, so here I'll quickly go through this. So it's a Norwegian mountaineer who set a new record by 92 days. I don't know whether it is relevant or not, but I'll just mark it for now. She completed her final summit in this one, Christian Sutton, 5,000 meters and climbed according to the cubic function. This function is important. So I'm just going to underline what I feel relevant for this question. Okay, because when I'm doing the question, I need to go back. So I don't want to waste time again reading everything. Okay, so I feel that this might be relevant. So I'm just underlining. I don't know whether everything will be relevant. I don't know whether it is whether it will be of any use in my this thing, but I'll try to do it. Again, now the next thing what I will do is where t is the time in hours. Okay, it's very important. T is the time in hours. Okay, and h is the elevation in meters. This is very important. Okay, because we might have to convert it from one unit to another. Okay, now the first question. Find the time. Units are very, very important. Okay, very, very important. Otherwise, the sum will go wrong. Find the time it took Christine to reach the maximum elevation. Correct to two decimal places. Okay. I forgot one another application of differentiation. Let me quickly write that also. Okay, so I talked about three here. Yeah, one is the slope of the tangent. Second is rate of change, and then the third is speed, distance, and sorry, one second, distance, speed, and acceleration. There's one main thing which I forgot, which was max or min. Okay, so what is the concept of max and min? Suppose if you have a graph like this is the minimum point of the graph. Okay, and suppose if the graph is coming like this is the maximum point of the graph. This is the minimum point and this is the maximum point. That's it. Where it will hit low, where it will hit up. Yeah. And what is the condition for max and min is dy over dx will be equal to 0. Okay, max and min dy by dx is equal to 0. This is the main thing which you have to remember. Now again, the second, as a secondary step, if it is maximum for both max and min, dy by dx is equal to 0. If it is maximum, d square y by dx will be dx square, that is the second derivative, will be less than 0. If it is minimum, d square y by dx square will be greater than 0. Okay, so this is the fourth application of differentiation. That's what I was forgetting. Okay, so now if you come to this example, maximum elevation. Okay, so whenever you see the maximum, minimum, and all these things, immediately remember dy by dx is equal to 0. Okay, now here it is not dy by dx because the function is h of t. The function is h of t. It is h dash t. The differentiation of this function, the function. So usually they will give you different alphabets. Okay, they will not directly give you y dash or f dash x or something like that. They will take any other alphabets. That is what it makes it complex. But if you think it's all the same, okay, it's just a normal function, only the alphabet is different. If you're able to see that kind of association, it is going to be very easy. Okay, so this is nothing. It is just like y is equal to some 5x square plus 3x plus something like that. Instead of that, instead of y, they have put it like h of t is equal to 5t square plus 3t. That's all what they have done. Okay, now for the maximum elevation, what you have to do now, for the maximum elevation, h dash t is equal to 0. Okay, now how will you find h dash t? H dash t is, the first one will go off, so 0 plus, so sorry, 0 plus 300 minus 10 times 3t square is equal to 0. Okay, so we are just differentiating it with respect to t, and then we are going to work on it. And the condition for maximum is dy by dx is equal to 0, and here it is h dash t equal to 0. Now this I can simplify as 300 is equal to 10 into 3t square, and simplifying t square is equal to 300 divided by 3 into 10, and then you will get it as 10, and then t is equal to square root of 10, and this will give you up to what, 3 point something, maybe 1.5 something, or 1.6 maybe. Okay, and that is hours. And here, see, or one more thing, whenever you work with square root of, maybe I'll take another perfect square. So if I say square root of 25, leaving cert, you always will get plus or minus 5. Yeah, that is a mathematical form, correct mathematical form. So plus or minus 5. But in this case, time cannot be negative. Okay, so that is why we take only the positive number in this case. Yeah, so now this is 3.16 hours. Now next one, calculate the maximum elevation she reached during the climb. So here it was the time taken to reach the maximum elevation. Now we have to find the maximum elevation. How will you find the maximum elevation? The function is h of t, and the time is this. So you can just substitute the value h of 3.16. That's like simplifying the values. I will just substitute it. So 300 times 3.16 plus it was 10 t cube. Okay, so it is minus 10 3.16 to the power of 2. 3 cube. Yeah, sorry, cube. Put it in the calculator and you will find the value. Okay, directly you substitute it in the this one and you will get the value. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Next question, find the rate of change. Okay, how will you find the rate of change? Rate of change is h dash t. Simple. Rate of change divided by dx. So rate of change is h dash t. You already have found out. Yeah. So it is 300 minus 30t square. You already have done it. Okay. Next question. Using integration, find the average rate of change. Average. Yeah. If you need to find the average, what is it? Immediately. Integration. Average of a function, it is integration. So what is the formula? 1 by b minus a to b, f of x dx. Yeah. So in this case, 1 by average rate of change from the base camp to the summit. So base camp, it is 0. Yeah. Base camp, it is 0. So it's 0. And at the summit, it was root 10 or 3.16. 3.16. So it is 1 by 3.16 minus 0, integral of 0 to 3.16 f of x. So what is it? F of x is this one. Yeah. So it is 300 minus 30 t square. Okay. Then integrate this, you will find the value. I'm not going into the detail of integration now, but if you integrate, you will be able to get it. Okay. So this is how we find out what are the steps which we need to do and how you will work on this. Okay. This question, the first two are part of integration, so I'm going to skip that now. Look at the question. Find an equation for the tangent, okay, at the point 2, 5. Okay, so there is tangent to C. So there is a curve C denoted by f of x. Okay, so here there's a small twist. The curve is denoted by f of x. So here they haven't given f of x, they have given f dash x. Okay, they have given f dash x, you have to find f of x. So how will you find f of x? F of x is nothing but integral of f dash x. Okay, so first you integrate this. So integrate 2x plus 5 over, or sorry, 3 over x square, and you find the value of f of x. Okay, integrate that, and there is something, there's some curve called f of x here. Okay, maybe it is, I'll just draw it like this. This is f of x, and there's a tangent. Okay, there's a point minus 2, 5. You have to find the equation of this tangent. Okay, same process what we learned. So what you do, the first you find the slope of the tangent, which is like dy over dx. So you would have gotten the f of x here. Okay, so I'm just going to write it from the marking scheme. This is by integrating it. Okay, so it is x square minus 3 by x minus 0.5. Yeah, that's a value which we got. So to find the slope, you differentiate this, you get the slope, and then you substitute the value of minus 2, 5. Okay, you get the direct slope here. And then the equation of the tangent can be written as y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Sub it into the value, sub it into the formula, and then see, you have to write it in terms of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So rearrange it, and then you will get it. Okay, this was of question 15 mark question. So see, if you learn the keywords, you can easily write the exam. Okay, that's my idea. Now here, this question, okay, I'm just going to skip this question because I want to work on this one. Okay, yeah. So here, they definitely will have some questions like this. Okay, where it's like a huge question. So question 7. Okay, this was part of the mock paper. Okay, but this question 7 will be like a huge paper. So I just wanted to show you here. Here, a heated metal ball is dropped in a liquid. As the ball cools, its temperature T degree Celsius, T minutes. Okay, units is what you have to remember all this. After the entire liquid is given by T is equal to 400 e to the power of minus 0.05 T plus 25. Find the temperature of the ball as it enters the liquid. Okay, so usually for the first one, it will be the initial phase what you have to find out. Okay, initial thing. If it is like ball entering the liquid means it is T is equal to 0, or if they are starting the climb, then also you can see the height is equal to 0 or something like that. Usually it is like that. Okay, we cannot say for sure. So what you'll do is like you will just put T is equal to 0. So 400 e to the power of minus 0.05 into 0 plus 25. And remember, e to the power of 0 plus 25 e to the power of 0 is not 0, it is 1. So it is 400 plus 25, which is equal to 425. Some people make this mistake. Okay. Okay, one more thing, you should not write beyond the black line. It will not be counted because all the valuation is done online. So they will not take anything outside the square one. Okay, so please be very, very careful when you are writing this. Okay, now the next question. Find the value of t for which t is equal to 300. Here it is pretty straightforward because they have given t as 300 and you have the formula here and you just need to know how to substitute it. So I can write it as 300 is equal to 400 e to the power of minus 0.05 t plus 25. Okay, and then it is just simplification, and this kind of simplification, I don't remember if I said it in the last class, this kind of simplification is quite common, so you need to know. So what you will do is like you'll bring the 25 this side, so 300 minus 25 is equal to 400 e to the power of minus 0.05 t. So 300 minus 25 will be 275 is equal to 400 e to the power of minus 0.05 t. Then you bring the 400 this side, so that is 275 divided by 400 is equal to e to the power of minus 0.05 t. And then you simplify this 200, or you can directly do that. Now what you do over here, whenever you have an e or an ln or something like that, you take the opposite. So since you have exponents here, you take log on both the sides, or ln on both the sides. I wouldn't say log, it is ln on both sides. So ln 275 over 400 is equal to ln e to the power of minus 0.05 t. And then this ln and e will get cancelled. So right side will become minus 0.05 t as ln 275 by 400. T is equal to ln 275 over 400 divided by minus 0.05. Okay. Then put it into the calculator, you will get the value. Okay, this simplification is very, very, very important. Okay, which you might require in many of the cases. So please learn the simplification. Everywhere it is the same. Okay. Now this question is what I wanted to show it in this in differentiation. Find the rate. Okay, rate at which, whenever you see the rate, what do you think? It is differentiation. So what you have to do is like you have to just differentiate the value. So t is equal to 400 e to the power of minus 0.05 t plus 25, and you differentiate dt by dt, and then you differentiate this. Okay, see this, it is just similar to a normal differentiation, but here the values are a little different. Okay, so that is the only thing what you have to understand. Again, here the second question, calculate the average temperature. Average means integration. Integral of 1 by b minus a, integral of a to b f of x dx. Okay, so same thing you will apply for this one, and then you will integrate it. See, now it is pretty easy. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to skip this for now. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm just going to skip that for now. So if you remember, these are the keywords what you have to remember for the differentiation and the integration part, for both for the total of calculus. So please tend to remember this. Try to put it in a post-it on your desk or something like this, so that it goes into your mind and you tend to recognize what you need to do. Okay, it is very, very easy. And if you know these things, and if you have the base knowledge of differentiation, once, see, I told you the steps are: get the base knowledge of differentiation, learn how to do product rule, quotient rule, chain rule, and also trigonometry, exponents, and logarithms. These are the basics. Okay, learn how to do it. Take the book, study it, and do it, and then understand the keywords. Okay, now you go back to like understanding all the, like, what is it, rate of change, slope of the tangent, max and min problems, and then one more is the differentiation. For the integration, it is average value and area under the curve. Okay, so we know this. And with that, do a couple of questions from the textbook, and then directly go to the exam questions, read the question, and try to do it. Okay, that is very, very, very important. Understanding the exam questions, trying to get a feel of the exam questions is very important, because 90, I mean, I would say 90, more than 90% of the people, they feel that okay, they are able to do the questions in the class, they are able to do it when they are practicing, but during the exam they are like totally lost. Okay, that is because they are not getting familiarity with the exam questions. So buy that exam book, you can sit and do it, or it takes study clicks, you can just download the paper, or it is free in the examinations.ie website. Take it, download it, start doing it. That's it. Very, very simple as that. Okay. So all the best. Keep studying. Bye bye. Sorry, before I sign off, if you have any questions, please come back to me. You know the mechanisms in which you can come back to me. Please come back to me. I'll be happy to help. Okay. See you then. Until the next slide. Bye bye.